Make sure your OC is really pretty and skinny.
Never let your OC exceed 5'4".
Make sure your OC is still the perfect amount of curvy.
Let her have a voluptuous, yet totally proportionate, chest or rear, which will later serve as a segue into a bar fight between your love interest and a drunk biker. Make sure that your OC can shapeshift into some exotic animal, even if it's not relevant to the fandom. A desert fox or an Arctic wolf will suffice. Bonus points if you incorporate both.
Always write in second person. If you don't know what that is, try writing it as a screenplay.
Start out with at least 5 OCs and don't incorporate the fandom characters until at least chapter 3. Then abandon all OCs other than your own immediately.
Make sure if your OC does have a father, he's an abusive alcoholic. And if she has a mother, she's a negligent whore.
Bonus points for a stepdad who hits on your OC.
Make sure all your inner monologues are denoted with asterisks and can only happen on these 3 occasions.
A. Long car rides. B. Showers. Or C. While staring longingly at your love interest from afar. Give your OC hair down to her butt, but never let it get in the way.
Make sure your OC has never had a boyfriend before, and when she moves to a new town, 3 boys instantly fall in love with her.
Insert random parenthetical remarks about what you're thinking while writing.
Example. She could see the honey flecks in his crystal blue eyes and feel his warm breath on her face as they moved closer. Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. Author's note. Mwahaha.
Make an author's note to thank anyone who's ever given you feedback. Feel free to dedicate chapters to them as well.
Be sure to involve your friends in your work. Write them in as OCs to keep minor yet attractive characters company.
Bonus if you make one for your most avid reader. No story is complete without at least 1 hospital visit.
Bonus points if your character's in a car accident, in the rain, after a heated argument between your OC and their love interest.
Don't forget to demand rates and replies, R&R, at the end of each chapter. Otherwise, your audience may forget.
Live vicariously through your character. Give her all of the tattoos and piercings you know your mother would never let you get. The more obscure, the better. Don't worry, the audience will still envision her as classy.
Be sure to scan in a rough anime sketch you or an artistic friend created so the audience can better picture your character while reading.
Bonus points if you pasted in a banner with one of your love interests at the top of each chapter.
Make sure your character is always in a practical outfit. A corset and thigh-high boots will do just fine.
Be sure to tell the readers how late you stayed up writing the chapter in the author's note at the beginning or the end of the chapter.
Bonus points if you can give us a synopsis of what you've done since you last updated.
Be sure your character has an object of intrinsic value that they always carry on or with them, but only mention it twice in the entire story.
Stick to the script of your fandom. Like a line? Steal it and give it to your OC. Your readers will eat it up.
Don't worry about incorporating your character into every important scene. The readers will assume it occurred. Only place her in ones where you're able to create some romantic interaction between the OC and her love interest.
Chapter's too long? Try a one-shot. Don't worry about a prelude or exposition. Just throw your OC right in. Your readers will catch on. Stick within your fandom's network. If you're writing a supernatural fanfiction, make sure your OC has been on shows such as
One Tree Hill, Gilmore Girls, 90210, Gossip Girl, or The Vampire Diaries.
There's a supernatural element to your fandom? Make sure your character is the most powerful, or at least the only one, with specific psychic abilities you've given her, even if they're never used throughout your story.
Make sure your love interest smirks after everything he says.
Never let your love interest confess his feelings for the OC unless she's dying or they're in the middle of a very heated argument.
Make sure your character has a name that shows how unique and cultured you are, like
Siobhan, Antigone, or Aoife.
Or if that doesn't suit you, try a flower name, like
Lily, Rose, Iris, or Violet.
And if all else fails, go with Isabel.
And finally, you can never go wrong with a Mary Sue.